Good evening, everyone. Welcome to JMC Network. Today you are watching Immigration Law with Zahid Chaudhary. Today we are going to discuss about the immigration and several other issues. And firstly, we are going to discuss about that what's happening with the European nationals, that settlement scheme, and we are going to discuss about student visa and amnesty. And in the studio today, we have invited our guest here, Mr. Zahid Chaudhary. Welcome to JMC Network, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm your host. I will be talking throughout the program. And firstly, I'm taking you to our guest, our senior solicitor, Mr. Zahid Chaudhary, and we'll get to know about what's happening with the European national and the people already in the United Kingdom residing as an EU citizen.
Yeah, thank you, Abdullah. This Brexit and immigration is not going to spare us. So we've done a lot of programs on that one, but because a lot of new development is happening there every day. So I think you pick up a right topic to discuss about. If our viewers understand and knew that previously we told that when the Theresa May was a Prime Minister and she negotiated a deal with Europe, then obviously they introduced a transitional period in withdrawal agreement. And they decided that, okay, if we leave the EU, Europe, without a deal, then the transitional period will be by 31st December 2020. And if we leave the Europe with a deal, then the transitional period, the deadline for transitional period will be June 2021. That was the initial plan to exit the Europe. But you know that Theresa May, she gone, and now we have a new Prime Minister and we have a new Home Secretary, Priti Patel. And now recently in our mainstream media there was one news that was circulating, and it was a rumor that, look, the right of free movement will end right from the 1st of November 2019. This means once we will, because you should know this one, currently the deadline for coming out of Europe is 31st October 2019. So these were the news, like, look, once we will quit, we will come out of Europe on 31st October 2019, the right of free movement will end. And from 1st November 2019, the new immigration regime will be in force, which is obviously quite that was a quite concerned report, and people were quite worried about this one. One more thing which I want to explain: at the moment there are two set of regimes are running alongside. One is settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme. What this mean? This mean if you are a European national and are family member of European national, and you have been living in this country for a period of 5 years, and you are exercising your treaty right, then you are entitled to make an application for settlement. And if you are a European national and are a family member of a European national and have been living in this country for a period of less than 5 years, then you can apply for pre-settled status. So that is a one scheme. On other hand, before introducing this one, there, if you because you are also a lawyer, so we'll say in accordance with the EA regulation 2016, say if you are a European national and if you are living in this country for a period of 5 years and you exercise your treaty right, then you are entitled to make an application for a permanent residence.
Yes.
Okay. And if you are a European national or a family member of European national and living less than 5 years, then you will apply for
indefinitely.
No, you will apply for a registration certificate and a residence card. If you are under old regime, if you are a European national or a family member of a European national and have been living in this country for a period of less than 5 years, then obviously the family member will apply for a residence card and the European national will apply for a registration certificate, although that is not a compulsory to apply for that. So these two things are concurrently running at the same time. So what is the transitional period? Transitional period means by, look, if you are having a residence card, registration card or permanent residence card by 31st December 2020, you have to change this with settled status or pre-settled status. So that was the legal requirement. Still it is a legal requirement. But what the rumors or the news were suggesting,
everyone referring to the Home Secretary's speech that there could be some.
So I think we should ask our Home Secretary. She must clarify this news because when we try to get information from Home Office confirms something different.
Yeah.
So which we will show our viewers the email which received from a Home Office.
Yes.
We will say. But that is, I will if someone is watching our programs, and I will say that they should actually, and we are also in a process of asking our Home Secretary, she should clarify the government position on that one. Whatever the news suggests, they say, okay, once we are out on 1st of November, if you are not having a settled status or pre-settled status, then your immigration status will be in limbo.
That all the mainstream media and then the Guardian newspaper, some other newspaper, the big newspaper, everyone there making headlines that the free movement will
end on 1st November.
Because if people doesn't have or don't have this pre-settled or settled status.
Yes. So I will ask you if you can.
I can read.
Read
the Home Office.
And
email.
I will ask. I'll ask. We also ask our producers, if possible, they can show on the screen so the people should understand that what is actually the purpose of our this program is to tell you the information update, what is happening, so the people should not be scared of what is happening now.
Yeah, I will read it precisely what Home Office sent an email on 21st of August 2019, and in this email it says that there have been reports in the media and on social media regarding plans to end freedom of movement after we leave the EU, as well as what this means for EU citizens resident in the UK. And the second paragraph, it says that we want to reassure all EU citizens and their family members in the UK that you still have until at least 31st December 2020 to apply to the EU settlement scheme, even in the event of a no-deal Brexit. And furthermore, if someone who is eligible for status is not in the UK when we leave the EU, they will still be free to enter the UK as they are now. And the last paragraph, which is third one, they said that those who have not yet applied to the EU settlement scheme by 31st of October 2019 will still have the same entitlements to work, benefits and services. Those rights will not change. EU citizens will continue to be able to prove their rights to access these benefits and services in the same way as they do now.
Yeah. It's clearly our producers are also showing on our screen, so I think it's helpful for our viewers. They can check whatever actually Home Office is confirming again what will be the status of EU national and their family member even after 31st of October. Yeah. But obviously, at least I will suggest the people now should start making application for obviously the people who are having a residence card, registration certificate and permanent residence. Now they should start making application under a new settlement scheme.
Would you like to say to the viewers that if the European nationals already decided or intending to live in the United Kingdom as a home country, or they want to stay here permanently, can they make application or they should try to make application under settlement scheme? Would be helpful.
Yeah. That's I'm trying to say this one. The European national who wish to stay in this country, as your question. And if they have already completed 5 years in this country, so they should apply under a settlement scheme for indefinitely. We can say this one, but that will be a settlement. Similarly, if they have been living here for less than 5 years and they want to carry on this one, they should also apply for pre-settle status. Similarly, and if family members who are having a residence card, they should also, although they will have a time till 31st December 2020, but I will ask them in order to avoid any confusions or anything, so it's better they can start making application to avoid anything. Again, as I told in my introductory words, okay, look, we don't know.
No.
It's over 3 years now, isn't it?
Over 3 years, and they're still in a negotiation, and no one knows what's exactly happening.
So, top bureaucrats, government, ministers, they are all trying to deal with this, and if they are not sure how we can, because they are the people who will make the policies, and they will actually then legislate the laws, and then obviously then they will tell us, and then we will obviously here to inform our viewers that what is happening.
But other thing that also in order to go ahead with the Brexit, they are saying that the way is at the moment negotiation going ahead, it looks like more likely there will be a no deal Brexit. But we are not talking about this political things. But can I please ask you some questions about this rumors again around about the amnesty, and people are saying that some of them are encouraging, or Home Office encouraging, to make them application for overstayers. How would you explain, or how would you see this point?
Two things, obviously. Sometime again, number one, obviously, at the moment there is nothing confirmed about a proposed amnesty. People should understand this one. Obviously, when Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, was a mayor of London, and then when he was a part of cabinet, then obviously he proposed, look, the people who have been living in this country for such a long period of time, and now it's saying over 500,000 people are, according to his facts, over 500,000 people are now living in this country without leave to remain. So obviously that is extremely difficult to deport or send these people back to their country of origin. So the best thing is this. I also support this idea. Okay, look, the people who have been living here 10, 12, 15 years, you cannot send, and they are now having their children and they have established themselves. So you cannot send them back. So it's best that if you will give them some sort of leave and bring them into mainstream economy. And obviously when they will be given a right to work and live in this country, they will definitely contribute toward economic sort of a status here. But important things which I want to tell your viewers, look, at the moment nothing is
in place in terms of
this one. One very surprising, you know, here in this country there is I think you can lodge a private petition, and if you got a certain signatures on that, then obviously the parliament is obliged to discuss that. Unfortunately, you can say this one, a petition has been lodged now that if the government is proposing amnesty, the government should be stopped. And till yesterday, over 32,000 people actually signed that petition.
Signed against the amnesty.
Against the amnesty. So they're saying. And our current Home Secretary Priti Patel, you know, her views about tougher immigration, and obviously this kind of end of free movement, right? Next day, that is also mainstream newspaper. They are linking this with our Home Secretary. So obviously, people should be very vigilant about this one. These are all rumors. Obviously, when there will be a amnesty, obviously we will tell our people about this one. And the other things which you are saying, this one, if you are oversteer and then make that application as soon as possible. Although from my understanding, there is no such application around at the moment. So people should they should be very vigilant when you have already spent a lot of your time here. So you just wait when the government will actually announce something. We are here, and I always, and as you told, you always frame programs to give all the updates to our viewers. So that is why we are here. So we want to serve the community with the right information, not to just scare them with sort of things.
People may do something. For example, if someone has been living in this country, they don't have any records with the Home Office, they are not consistent with their records, and there is a change of circumstances with their personal situation, then they may do update, making a fresh application, or like a fresh claim, just to update their personal thing, that if this amnesty comes, then they can take the advantage.
Two things now. One thing is, obviously, if you are having anything with the Home Office, as you said, obviously, if you think your circumstances are changed or you want to go to MCS, do an application. Do an application. Obviously, as in my previous program, I told you, if you have been living in this country, it doesn't matter if you have been living in this country for less than 20 years, but it is now absolutely difficult for you to reintegrate into your country of origin, you are entitled to make an application under immigration rule. So law is permitting us to make an application. So you can make that application, but for some instance, if you don't make that application and there is nothing in Home Office against your record, still, obviously, if any amnesty will be announced, then if you can prove whatever the time period they will fix in that amnesty scheme, if you can prove this one, look, I came in this country on that date, and till today's date I am living in this country. I never left the country. So obviously still you will be entitled to make an application under any proposed amnesty. So people should not worry, look, should I make an application? Yes, if you want to get some record in a Home Office, if you think this one, yeah, you have enough of period of time, so you can make that application.
With that, very relevant one question that came into my mind is that someone came long ago, for example 1994 or 1996, and didn't make any application, no records or nothing, no trace, but then later at some point they make application, for example after 2000 or 2004, 2005, and then he is claiming that he arrived in the United Kingdom in 1996 or 1994, but Home Office says we don't have any proof. So how a potential client or claimant applicant can prove that?
Again, obviously in immigration, I so many times explain that burden of proof is on the applicant.
Yes.
So this is applicant responsibility. That's why we always say this one. Okay, look, please keep the record of everything, even a little bit. If you just travel in a bus, you must have a bus pass and anything which you attended a party, you done some community work, some charity work, you helped at some time. So whatever, you have to prove it. But just in case, if you don't have anything documentary evidence, then you can get statements from the people who can confirm that yes, we know this gentleman from that date and he lives with us here. This. But from my experience, obviously Home Office does not give too much weight to these kind of statements. But obviously if Home Office refuse this application and with the right of appeal, normally when we make this we will get a right of appeal. So then you take these people who actually gave this statement in your favor in the court. Yeah. And then the court will actually, because then obviously those people will be subject to cross-examination. And if they give a good evidence, then obviously the judge is legally bound to take that evidence into account.
They might ask how you know, when you know, from when, since when.
That's it. So in that case, again I will say every bit of evidence is very important, very crucial in these kind of cases.
Thank you. So I think that the viewers who is watching, they will be very this information will be very helpful to them and useful for them. And sir, can I ask other question, please? That about the student visa. Anyone wants to come and come to study in the United Kingdom under general student visa. How would you suggest, and what could be done with this? Very
important topic again. Briefly I will explain, and I will ask you to just explain a few things too. But because obviously student visa now we call it a point-based the application under a point-based system. So 3 things you have to show before you get a visa. Number 1, you have to show that you have a cash from university or college. Number 2, you have passed required English language test. And number 3, that you have sufficient funds, maintenance funds and the tuition fee. So it's look very straight, and it is indeed straight, frankly speaking. It's not hard. But now few things in a generic sense I would like to explain to your viewers. Number 1, obviously nowadays the Home Office mostly interview the applicant. Obviously if you want to study in university, you must be able to demonstrate about the subject which you are going to study. Home Office says, okay, which subject you are taking this one? You say this one. Why you are taking this one? What is this subject? So you should have a basic knowledge of subject which you are taking in university or college. But viewers, as a lawyer, I will ask you a very simple question. Okay, you are spending huge sum of money for a student visa. Roughly, I will say, yearly tuition fee is
approximately total cost could be 21,000 pounds.
I mean, if you will see,
maintenance and tuition fee.
9,000 is the minimum fee for international student.
It depends. It varies, but you can say 9,000.
9,000.
Yeah,
and obviously, if you are outside the UK, the maintenance for
outside of London city, you mean?
Outside the London. If you are outside the London, then obviously your maintenance is roughly for 9 months. That would be the 9,000 pound.
Another 9,000 and something.
So this means you are looking obviously 18,000 pound.
Yes.
Plus obviously your IELTS fees plus your visa fee and
Yes.
these sort of things. So you are, as you said, you are, if we give a rounded figure, you are looking for 20,000 pound, which is for a very huge sum of money for a people for 1 year.
Yeah.
This is for 1 year. This is for 1 year. Especially the people who are coming from, third world countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, and this one. So you must be very clear before spending this money, what I will get out of this spending after that money.
Yes.
Let's suppose, if a person comes for 1 year, if after 1 year he decides that, look, now I want to go back. So what he achieved, what do you think?
Just came to visit the United Kingdom 1 year and see the environment, atmosphere.
Yeah, that's true. So this visit costed him over 20,000 pounds.
Yes.
So please, it's a very hard earned money. Living here, studying here in the UK is not a easy task. If someone is thinking, okay, yeah, we will earn from there along with our study, but obviously if maximum you will be given 20 hours right to work, still you will not be able to meet your cost. You will not be able to meet your cost. So although it's good that obviously the UK's education give a people more confidence, and obviously if they go back they will have more opportunities for higher jobs and higher salaries, but still first you have to see, look, this could be a long journey and expensive journey. As you said, is this 20,000 which I give around, that is for 1 year, and if you are doing a degree then
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
So this means it's almost you are spending
60,000 pounds.
Over 60,000 pound.
Yes. But still, if someone wants to come, I'd like to share a few things that taking a huge risk and the money involved, and you're investing that so much money. But if you still want to come and decide to study in the United Kingdom, a quick few things that you can follow. The first thing that you can or you may decide what subject you're going to study and which university you like to study, and is this university running this course. Then you see that the English language requirements for this particular subject and the university, how they offer and what's the requirements for the admission. So you see the entry requirement, and then you can see that tuition fee as well. And if you see the entry requirements and the tuition fee, you can you are able to afford, then you can make an application with the university. But before that, please make sure that you have this fund available and you met the English language test requirements. And then other thing also, that if you want to study here as a general student, you have to be age of 18 or more. So 3 things: that age of 18 or more, and English test certificate, and the funds, and you know that what subject you are going to study. And then if you got all these things, then you apply with the university. Then university, from that moment, university will direct you what to do and how to do. And still after that, if you still need further information, you can seek legal consultant advice, immigration advisors advice, and the people who are genuinely expert in this area, you can ask for further help. And other thing, that if you think that you can, like university has English language requirements 5 point or 5.5 or 6 points, you don't meet the English test requirements, then you can go into negotiation with the university. Sometimes what happens is university can offer you pre-sessional English language course for 16 weeks, 10 weeks or 30 weeks, depends on your ability and your skills, how you cope with that. Then university will decide that which level of English course you need, and then the university can offer you a cast letter, issue a cast letter after meeting all these requirements. So if you don't meet the English language test requirements, you don't have to worry. You go and discuss with the university, and as I said, sometimes university can offer you this pre-sessional English course or foundation course, which might be helpful for you. So this is look like that if they want to, they can, but as you said, sir, I do agree with it that huge money involved.
Yes. But obviously, again, as I say, it seems really good that obviously you are having some kind of a degree from UK, because UK's education system is one of the best education system, and we been through when I done my degree here, when I done my legal practice course, and then. So I know this one, this education system is extremely valuable, but again we have to see this one, and I personally think that, look, only come here if you want to study.
Yes.
Or if you want to study. If you have another plans, then think twice before you invest such a huge sum of money.
I think we are running out of time today, and we will come back with a few other important and latest immigration updates later at some point following week. And keep watching JMC Network. Thanks for watching, and thank you so much, sir, for coming and share your expertise with this JMC Network. And I think this viewers will highly appreciate your effort. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.